This is part two to a love reading where there seems to be a King of Pentacles and a Queen of Swords that are coming together. There seems to be genuine love and attraction here, but there is a little bit of finding out about each other still to do. The King of Pentacles is being urged not to have any preconceived ideas and to drop some of his baggage. And the Queen of Swords is being urged not to rush into anything, but to still stay fair and balanced and not to kind of try and score any points here. Now, we ended up part one finding out that it may be a bit of a rocky road, and both parties do seem to have healthy self-confidence, which says to me boundaries as well. So there may be a little bit to sort out. Then we got unsettling news. So that's why I'm doing a part two, to look at this energy here, because it seems to start off quite well, but there was a caution about going too quickly. So let's see, what is the nature of this unsettling news, the rocky road, and the issues that might crop up for this pair? Well, there might be some imbalance here with justice in reverse. Now, there might be a sense of naivety here with the love offer. It might not be fully formed and thought through, because look, the King of Pentacles, our fellow from earlier, is showing up now in reverse. And so he's not quite in the frame of mind to back up this love offer. Now, either because something happens, unsettling news, or because maybe he has a little bit of a freak out. Maybe he's that kind of avoidant kind of person who, when the feelings get unlocked, needs to withdraw because it's all a bit overwhelming. So let's find out a little bit more. What's going on here? Well, there's a lot of spark here. This is sort of very sudden energy. So this might really be something that takes you both a bit by surprise here. And it may seem like a wish come true. I'm just feeling the sort of starry-eyed, romantic nature of this, especially with the Page of Cups. It's kind of naive and poetic, and maybe this sparkling moment we can capture forever, and maybe that's a bit of a big ask, but there is some freedom and joy and lightness here. There is a lot of really childlike, innocent, beautiful, fun, wonderful kind of spirit, but there's some need for stating boundaries or making sort of declarations here about what you will and won't tolerate, actually openly stating what it is you want out of a relationship. Maybe there is some issue there with being on different pages. There is a lot of good stuff here with the Sap card. There is a lot of meaningful feeling and emotion running here. But with the Water Carrier, I don't really like to see this card in terms of a love relationship, because it relates to Aquarius energy mainly, and that is very detached energy that is very in the head, very cerebral, and isn't really given over to emotional one-on-one intimacy. It's more about caring for the humanity as a collective. And so that's quite detached, and it's sort of a distance kind of situation. But there is some kind of big revolutionary change here for one or both of you to maybe burn a part of you that was holding you back down to the ground so you can be reborn with a new fresh energy. Where can I go to get information about this? All right, whoa. So let's see, for both parties here, the King of Pentacles and our Queen of Swords, what is this situation? How is this situation unfolding? Yeah, so this feels to me, this discovery card, where it says they saw or heard something that turned their sense of reality upside down and left them feeling powerless and trapped. So to me, this is the King having one of those panicky moments when he maybe reaches down into deeper emotion than he'd ever done before. And it gets the brain really thinking about worst case scenarios, and you start to skew what's gone on in a negative light and start to read the worst into a situation. It's your ego trying to defend you, trying to keep you safe. And this is very much a pattern for them. They are a bit stuck in a loop here. So this is the bit of the rocky road where they're falling back into old kind of fears and behaviors to keep people at arm's length. And so for our Queen of Swords, this is a major disappointment here, feeling a bit broken. But there is this resurrection here. Now, whether this is because this is someone you used to be involved with who's come back around and that's a resurrection, but then it falls apart. But it does feel like all is not going to be lost. We've got the Phoenix card as well as the resurrection. So it feels like this is a very necessary kind of moment where the King of Pentacles is going to be maybe given an ultimatum and has to figure shit out once and for all. Are they going to break out of this loop? I'm already picking up that it will be different for everyone. So that is the major challenge, that the King of Pentacles here is really, this is their moment to get out of their loop and to behave in a different way. So that's why the advice for the Queen of Swords is to stay balanced and stay fair and honest, not to be too anxiously attached, just to detach and be patient. Or walk away. I mean, you know, it's keeping your boundaries high, not getting swept away and starry-eyed and believing all the shooting star magic as it unfolds. As delightful as it is, go with it, but maybe take it with a grain of salt. Treat it like a holiday romance. It just reminds me of the movie Grease, the original, John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John, where it all starts so well over summer when the stakes are low and then they end up at the same school and suddenly shit gets real and he's got a lot of ego, fear and image to hide behind and protect himself, and she's hurt, withdraws. You don't have to have a makeover like her and end up in a leather jacket. It's just a matter of not believing the holiday romance. And look, you are not going to suffer from this. You are stable. And I can't help but think that the King of Pentacles, when he turns himself up into the upright, if he can, you are his divine counterpart. Now, if he can't, then this is a massive karma situation for him, a growing experience for him, a lesson for him maybe. But you could be divine counterparts. You will end up in a more secure situation than before, even because Queen of Swords is, you know, very boundary orientated. That's how you start off. And so maybe your boundaries are tested here, and at the end of it, you feel very good and very stable and secure in yourself for standing up, making your declaration about what you expect and what you want and what you will wait for. And it feels to me as though you won't be waiting long, and the King of Pentacles had better get his shit together quite quickly or risk losing you. So it just feels one of those quite fated soul tie kind of situations where you might be being waved as the bait in front of the King of Pentacles to get him out of his loop. And whether he does or not is completely up to him because of free will. And, you know, things change minute by minute. And Queen of Swords, you can help this with your visualizations. Visualize yourself being happy no matter what. Put yourself in Empress energy and visualize him, King of Pentacles, being stable within himself and calm and having good boundaries. Imagine that for him, whether he winds up with you or not. Imagine him in that very positive light, and that can help have an effect, I believe. So I hope that helps you, my darlings. If you would like your own personal reading on this or any other topic, go to my website, abundancelovejoy.com. But meanwhile, this is Sarah wishing you much abundance, love, and joy.